Hello Capricorn, Elsie here to do a reading for you, my friends. It is not for the week ahead, it is for an overview of 2024. So here we are at the precipice of 2024, right? We're about to walk through that portal at midnight over to the new timeline. And I wish all good things for you. Happy New Year, Capricorn. Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. Thank you all the ways that you've been loving on this channel this year. Your likes, your subscribes, your shares, your being in the comments, and happy birthday. We end this year on a happy birthday with Capricorn as every year. And I am grateful for you. Thank you so much for everything. And I hope that you'll share in the comments what you do for your birthday. Is it a birthday month? Does it end up being a birthday week? Tell me what's going on with the birthday. So is it a birthday day? Do you do anything special for your birthday? Tell me what's going on. All right, let's take a look at love, career, and finances for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, an overview of 2024. We have ended up with wait. Don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. So, I want you to turn your back on the love thing, Capricorn, and not forever. But I think that if you turn your back on it and just mind your business, do your thing, do whatever it is Capricorn does, I feel like it's coming up behind you. This card is telling you to wait and to not, to make sure that there is sufficient time, that you don't rush into it, and that you allow somebody to sneak up on you. We have, sexual union. It says, honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. I feel like you will be coming into some sort of a reunion with somebody that maybe you've known from another time, another life, but it feels like there is going to be some sort of a reunion, a sexual reunion. Very interesting. Let's take a look at your career. Let's take a look at the career for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Capricorn. What's coming up in the career of Capricorn? What's coming up for Capricorn? Oh, we dropped one on the floor. What is it? Look at that. I love it. Look, joyous fun. Whatever is coming up for you is, I want to say that there are so many available opportunities coming to you, and all of them look really fun. So I'm looking at this. We've got a girl standing with balloons. She's got all the chakras. And so I feel like all of your chakras are open. I feel like you're with family. You're with friends. These people are at a carnival. Everybody's happy. We have somebody who's very abundant, very well dressed here, standing in the corner, watching everyone else have fun. People with their arms open to the universe. I just feel like the career path for you this year is going to be beautiful. That's really lovely. We have your higher self. That's why you're finally listening to your gut. Congratulations. You are finally listening to your gut. And I don't think it just happened right now. I think that you have been coming into this for probably the last 3 or 4 months. You've been having realizations that have been that's putting you on a different path, a path you're choosing instead of a path you're waiting to come at you. Tell me about the finances here for Capricorn, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Capricorn. What's going on with Capricorn, please? We've got fun. Look. There is a lot of fun coming up, Capricorn. I love it. We've got card number 2. Look, that is the, in the tarot, that is the High Priestess. And we just saw somebody who is into listening to their higher self. So I want to say that there's a lot of fun, there's a lot of stability, there's a lot of bright, happy things happening with your finances. But I think you already know that. Look, I don't know a Capricorn who cannot make something out of nothing. And I feel like this is the year where you show the world that you can make something out of nothing. You can make joyous fun out of your career, and it will then roll over into your finances. Look, abundance. Cowrie shell. These used to be used back in the day and still are in some primitive tribes, used as currency. And so I feel like your abundance is coming, my friend. We've got card number 25, which is a 7. And for me, 7s are always about heaven. It's always about divine things and divine guidance. This looks like it's going to be a bang out year for you. Let me take a look here. What are we going to use for tarot? All right. Let's talk about this wait. Don't rush into it. There is something that's coming, but I want you to play a little coy. I'm just saying, go at it slowly, and I know that you will. You are Capricorn, after all, right? You're my Earth cousin, and I am Taurus. You will move at things fairly slowly, right? Making sure that everything is in its place. You'll get to where you need to go, but there's an indication here that you need to wait. Don't rush into it. So don't jump into any sort of relationship right off the hop this year. I think you're supposed to let time take its course, let someone prove themselves to you. All right, here we go. Tell me about love for Capricorn in 2024, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Move this just a little bit. There we go. All right, what have we got for Capricorn? We've got the Empress in reverse. We have the 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. We have, okay, so something in 2023, I feel, has been upsetting to you. I feel like it rocked your foundation. We do have the Empress here, and you are Capricorn, who is the Queen of Pentacles in the tarot, right? And she is the one who's mimicking the Empress. I want to say that you're not quite there, that you're not quite at the Empress status, but you're learning, and that's what I love. When the Empress, or the Emperor, by the way, turns up in the reverse for me, is nothing terrible and awful and horrible. For me, it's a lesson you haven't learned yet. So one of the queens is out of whack, or maybe more. And it feels like you still have a little more to learn before you can become the Empress. We have the 4 of Wands, and we have the Queen of Wands. Look, already it feels like you're showing up as Queen of Wands. So there we go. We know that the Queen of Wands, we know that your spirit of going out to get it, doing it yourself, being very independent, and maybe you're going to independently own a home this year, because we have the 4 of Wands next to the Queen of Wands, and it feels like you are learning to be the Empress. There are still some lessons for you to learn as it pertains to becoming the Empress, but I feel like the love that we're talking about, or maybe it says, wait, don't rush into it. Don't rush into moving into with someone this year. I'm going to say, because the 4 of Wands is here. Be independent for a while. Make sure that you can be independent, do your own thing, and don't allow anybody to tell you which path to take, because the Queen of Wands would never do that. The Queen of Wands would completely take her own path, whether people think that she's coloring outside the lines or not. She doesn't care. I feel like you've been through a lot. I think that 2023 had its way with you. That's what I think, because when the Queen of Wands shows up, it's because somebody is forged through fire. I think 2023 was your fire. And I feel like you've come out as the queen. You're sitting on the throne regardless of what came to kill you. It only made you stronger. We have the 7 of Cups. We have the 8 of Swords. And the Tower. Okay, so there is going to be some sort of tower as it pertains to love, and it's a realization. And with the 8 of Swords next door, it feels like you're caught in your thoughts, that you're obsessively thinking about the 7 of Cups. Who do I pick? What do I pick? I have a lot of options. I'm going to say that this year in 2024, you're going to have a lot of options. You're going to have your pick of the bunch. There's going to be a lot of people coming toward you who are wanting to offer you a cup. It's going to be overwhelming for you, I think, emotionally, to have to make this choice, and that's why you're in the 8 of Swords. But it feels like the Tower comes to save you. Look, I always say that the Tower comes at the very right time, all the time. It is for mercy, because it feels like you could be stuck on a path if you don't keep moving. We will look at the Tower in a moment, find out what that Tower is all about. Let's keep going with the love here for Capricorn. We do have the 10 of Wands. It is burdensome. So look, it's the thing. The good news is there's going to be a lot of options in love. The bad news is there's going to be a lot of options in love. And until it happens to you that way, it feels like you've never had this before. I feel like there's a bunch of people vying for your attention, wanting to give you their cup, and you're not sure what cup to take. You feel like your hands are tied, or you can't really make a decision. And it feels a little bit burdensome for you, but you do have to make a really big decision here. We have the Judgment card, and we have the 6 of Wands. So whatever decision you make, I feel is a good decision. I feel like you make this decision after coming through a hard spot, right? Like we were already talking about this with the Queen of Wands. I feel like you've been in a hard spot in 2023 as it pertains to love. And I feel like there's a really big decision that you have to make because the Tower is here. The decision, I think, is to drop the burdens and get the victory. It is about people cheering you on as you're doing so. Let's talk about this Tower, though, before we move on to your career. Tell me what this Tower is, please, for Capricorn. Tell me about the Tower for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. I feel like the Tower is here because there has to be some movement and some healing. So tell me what the Tower is about, please. Tell me about the Tower for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Capricorn. We have the Five of Wands. So something that you were in indecision about. We've got the Queen of Swords, okay, and we've got the King of Pentacles. So I want to say that what's happening here is that you are liberating yourself. You're speaking up. It's time for your abundance, Capricorn. I don't think, going into 2024, I understand that as the Queen of Pentacles, you are the person who is the doter, the lover, the person who is the Empress, the person who is always wanting to take care of everybody. I think we come into this year with you being a little bit selfish, and I'm not saying that in any sort of derogatory way. The Queen of Pentacles being, the Empress being in the reverse tells me that you are inward, looking at your own abundance, figuring out what needs to come next, figuring out, do I have enough to be on my own, to be solid and sturdy? And I think the answer is yes, because you've liberated yourself from some sort of a situation that you were back and forth on. The Five of Wands is here, which tells me you were in indecision for quite a long time, beating yourself up about possibly not moving in with somebody, or maybe just getting them out of your house, one of the two. But with the Queen of Swords here, I feel like that the Tower came because of you standing up. You stood up for yourself. You learned the message or the teachings of the Queen of Swords, and it made you the King of Pentacles. I feel like you get great stability. Your money starts to flow. I feel like whoever was living in your house, and I don't know who it was, take it as it resonates for all of you, but somebody was living in your house and you were supplying them with money and food and clothes, and they weren't really doing anything or really giving anything back, and you felt like you couldn't get them out of your house. I feel like you turn into the Queen of Wands to say, look, you're out. I'm done with this stuff. The Tower comes, and I feel like at the end of the Tower here, when things clear away, you end up being far more financially well off than you were when you were in the presence of this person. We've got Judgment here, and it feels like you've made a really big decision to have the victory in 2024. You're going to drop these burdens here. Look, you are resilient AF, right? Capricorn, that's you. You are resilient. You make something out of nothing. And I feel like the resiliency shows up here in the Ten of Wands. And you're done carrying for everybody else. We've got the King of Wands. You're making a decision here about taking some sort of an inspired action to get some real stability. Find a relationship, something that will last long term. I feel like that's what you want to do. There's no more shacking up, no more fly-by-nights, no more you can live with me. I feel like somebody's going to have to be very serious about you before you're even going to consider anything else. There's another Tower. And so I feel like it is a realization that you have to make a big decision to be inward. The Empress is inward. You have to make a big decision to focus on you. It's time for you to grow, but the only way you're going to do that is if you stop focusing and doting on everyone else, being the people pleaser, and if you turn it all inward. I feel it's time for you to look inward. It's time for you to grow. 2024 is your year of growth, my friend. Bottom of the deck, we have Four Swords. It's all about healing for you this year. And so that's why the universe is saying, wait, don't jump into it. Don't push it. Don't rush it. Let it transpire as it will. And let it go. Yeah, just let it go. Let it be as it is. Don't try and push anything into place. All right, let's talk about your career, because it looks like there is something coming up. Maybe you're in it right now. Maybe you're going to be entering a new job. Tell me about the joyous fun and career for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter. And if you aren't working right now, I feel like you find the perfect fit. I'm just going to say, and it's fun. Maybe you'll work for a toy store. Who knows? We have the Knight of Wands. So this is coming fairly quick in the new year. I would say probably as we go into Aquarius season, which is around January the 20th, that there is some sort of an opportunity racing toward you here. It's going to allow you to put down some burdens that you've been carrying for a while as it pertains to your career. I feel like you hesitate though. I feel like whatever is coming at you, like I think raging at you, by the way, it is something that is an opportunity. The Knight of Wands is coming in with the Ace of Wands, which is excitement. It is, it's excitement. It is something that is beginning brand new, that is creative. It feels like somebody is going to allow you to be very creative on the job. I think you're going to think it over. I feel like you're looking at it from all aspects, because I think that this is probably the theme for the year for you. Wait, don't rush into it. Look it over. Look at all the possible ways that this thing could go good or bad. Hold your ground. Make sure that no one is pushing you into doing anything that you don't want to do. And there's a theme here. This person on the Seven of Wands is holding the Ace of Wands. This person on the horse is holding the Ace of Wands. It's all up to you as to whether you want this new happy beginning. Look. The Wheel of Fortune is here, my friend. You have nothing to fear. So if you are someone who is caught in a place that you hate working at, or maybe you've been unemployed and you want a new job, I feel like that's coming. I feel as though with the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Wands, everything is pushing forward really quickly. So if you've been unemployed or underemployed, I feel like something is coming to you here. An opportunity that you're going to love, that is going to be a lot of fun. It feels like it's going to match whatever energy you give it. So the Wheel of Fortune is here. It's a changing point. It's a turning point in your career. So, it used to be you could get a job when you were 19 and retire in your 60s, but it doesn't happen like that anymore. People change jobs 4 or 5 times in their lifetime, and I feel like this is happening to you. But I'm not worried about you, Capricorn, because you're the person who can make something out of nothing. So I feel that the Wheel of Fortune is here with the Eight of Wands to say that there is so many opportunities coming at you in 2024 in terms of career that you're not even going to be able to receive it all. That's what it feels like. Because you held back, because of the Seven of Wands, because you held back, you waited and you didn't rush into it. I feel like something really grand is coming to you. Yeah, look at that. 10 Pentacles. It's a place that this is probably your last job. Probably your last career. Maybe it's a business, but whatever it is, it's the last time you're ever going to have to switch hats, switch shoes, switch places of work. It's the last time. This one is going to be the one who is here for the long haul. We have the Magician in the reverse. You're done being manipulated by your thoughts, by these, these are really sort of empty threats against the self. That's what I see that as. It's like you're thinking about all the scenarios in which this could go sideways. But when the Wheel of Fortune is involved, it's fortunate things. This is the planet of Jupiter, right? The ruling planet of the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, and it goes direct on the 1st. And it feels like it's going to be really affecting you in a big way, I feel like the manipulation is in your dreams. And I feel like sometimes you have nightmares, or you worry a lot about what is happening in the future, maybe too far into the future. I'm going to say try and keep that at bay. I really do feel with the Wheel of Fortune here that if you can keep these wildly, how can I say? It's like you get yourself into a wild state of mind about things that are not going to go right. It's like someone who worries about dying, right? And then you squander all the time on the earth worrying about when your time is to go. And it feels like it's something like that. I don't think you're worried about dying, but I think it has to do with your career. You're worried about, well, what if I won't make enough money? What if I'm never going to be able to support my home and my house all by myself? I think that that's a manipulation of the mind, I think. The negativity. So I feel like you must get out of this negativity, because I feel like whatever's coming at you is coming at you fast and strong, and it's going to be something that is going to be in your life for a long while. Look at that. This is it's a huge new opportunity that you're going to have to take the leap on here. And it's gonna bring you balance. It's gonna keep you very busy, and it's gonna bring you balance. You might even be getting some sort of a career option to be like a president or a CEO, or maybe you're an associate where you work and you're gonna go to this place and be a manager. It feels like we go from the Two of Pentacles to the Emperor. The Emperor runs the empire. So it feels like it's a really big upgrade. There's something huge happening in your career area this year. All right. Let's talk about your finances here, because it feels like with the Emperor in the room that things are about to go in a very, very good way for you. And I think you know it. It's card number 2, which is the High Priestess. It feels like you know it and you're not telling anybody about it. Keeping it to yourself. It feels like your gut is telling you that this is going to be a good year for money, and I think you're right. If that is the intuition is talking to you right now as I lay these cards, I feel like for you, it's going to be a really lucrative 2024 for you. We do have the 5 of Pentacles. Why is that? We do have the King of Swords. And the Ace of Swords. So what I think is going on here is you're making a decision to take hold of your finances. I feel like you're going to be consulting someone who is the authority, someone who has a lot of information that they can pour into you about the finances. I feel like you come into 2024 feeling unsure about the finances. Am I really going to be able to make any more money than this? Am I always going to have to, 5 of Pentacles to me is, am I always going to have to live paycheck to paycheck? I don't think you will, as long as you allow the King of Swords to counsel you. This is someone who is the authority, someone who has a lot of information. It feels like a financial planner, a psychologist, a psychiatrist. Somebody is going to give you some sort of a information about something you didn't know. As in regards to, maybe it's your taxes, but it feels like with the Ace of Swords present here, it gives you an aha moment. It gives you an idea. You do, after opening this conversation here with the King of Swords, I feel like you now know what financial path you're on this year. So please take whatever energy comes towards you that wants to help you or give you advice about your finances, because I feel like you're the person who really doesn't stop to ask questions, doesn't stop to ask advice, doesn't have a financial planner or anything like that. And I feel like it's going to have to come to that this year in your finances. You're probably going to have to call in the big guns here. The official person. We do have the Strength card. Ah, there we go. The High Priestess comes out. This is card number 2. So is this. So we have balance for sure. We have balance coming up in the finances. Yeah. I like it. I want to say that this is something that you've known. You've been feeling this, and I think it's something that you've known, but you've chosen to ignore it. I think you choose to ignore it until you talk with this authority, and the authority says to you, look, you have way more money, way more wiggle room than you think that you have. We just need to make a plan, because that's what the King of Swords is. That's the one who makes the plan. Up in the mind. They're very cerebral. They're very good with how they think. So I feel that you know that there is going to be some sort of happiness, victory, coming back from the fight. I want to say this is the fight, the 5 of Pentacles. You're coming back from the fight, but I think you always knew it. I think you just needed a little bit of direction and some courage, and I think that's all here. I feel as though you're not going to share any of this with anybody. You're going to keep it to yourself, and I always say, don't tell everybody your plans. Someone is apt to take your plan from you and run with it. I feel it's good that you're going to be quiet about the finances. So what's ending here? I feel like this, what has ended here is whatever is going on here. I do feel like with the Empress in reverse and the 4 of Wands is that you probably kicked somebody out of your house. You probably want to live alone. You're going to be independent. You're no longer going to depend on other people. So it feels like here is like an end to the happiness, and you have sort of you're feeling some type of way. You're kind of beating yourself up over not getting at it sooner. But I say to you, everything has to come to an end. And when something comes to an end, something begins. And what's beginning after this really hard ending is you get the happiness. I love it. You get the 10 of Cups. You get the apex of happiness, Capricorn. And I'm so happy for you. And I feel though is when it shows up, you doubt it. And I feel like that's something that you're going to have to work on this year, because I feel like you're going to have to do this over and over this cycle. Things that are great are coming at you. Make sure you wait. Make sure you don't take any quick jumps. Make sure you don't tell anybody that you're going to be doing this. I feel like when something ends, which I feel is a hardship in your finances, something begins, which is the 10 cups. It feels like you do have this happy home, is what I want to say. You make this happy home, and it's because of everything that you've made. I think that when it shows itself to you, you're probably going to doubt it at first, but I see victory here in the 6 of Wands. There it is. It's already happening. It's been happening for a while. Something here is materializing in the 3D. 3D, you're at the beginning of this financial stuff getting really great. Look, I was just saying you take a leap, right? Take a leap with this new opportunity that's coming here, whether that is this brand new job that's going to make you happy as heck, or maybe it's a business that you're beginning, but I feel like you're acting though you are inspired this year. The King of Wands on the bottom of the deck is the match for the Queen of Wands. Just saying, we won't get into it, but I do feel that there's another tower coming here in love. So you could be meeting somebody who is your exact match, who is your soulmate. I'm going to go for now, Capricorn. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, I'll be back because I'm always back. Happy New Year to you, my friend. I'm going to go for now. Bye-bye.